What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking another trip down the toy aisle, and today we're going to be talking about WWE Basics Series 3, all the way back from 2010. Still wild, we are still in 2010, but we are 15 years later. Let's talk about it. Join me down the toy aisle. Alrighty, so up first we do have Chris Jericho. It's weird to look at Chris Jericho figures considering he's been in AEW ever since the beginning, but he was in Series 3 of the Basic line, and I think he's coming up pretty soon in the Elite line too, so stay tuned for that. But this is Chris Jericho based off his August 18th, 2008 Raw appearance. This is when he switched to the, I call it the Speedo, instead of the really cool long tights that he was wearing upon his return. Has the red deco, has the chain, looks all good, has a Jericho in the back, but when you move the legs, it separates real bad. To be honest with you, it's a fairly simple Chris Jericho figure. And I think the head scan, like, it's going to be blurry when I blow it up, but, like, it's not bad for, like, 2010 Mattel standards. That is not a bad head scan for a figure. It kind of does look like him there. I think the hair is off just a hair, if anything. But it does look good. It really does look good. Now, for this set, too, it does have the 1 of 1,000 limited edition figures that you can pick up at retail if you are so lucky, as you see here with this one, which is numbered. You can't really tell. But that's what the belts look like. I'd never picked up any of these, but they are cool to look at. And, yeah, maybe if this is your guy, like, you want this version in package for your collection. That's pretty cool. I don't know what these go for on eBay because, well, I know the loose versions aren't that hard to get of certain sets. But these, I'd be interested to see what these go for on the secondary market. But next up in Basic Series 3 is Mickie James. She doesn't have many figures from the Mattel line. She got an Elite when she returned to the company, and I cannot remember what. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna say WWE Elite Series 57. Let's see. That's when she got an Elite figure. I never picked it up. I kind of wish I would have. And it was WWE Elite 58, if you can see the camera there. That is one of her other figures, but I think she only had 2 figures from Mattel. I could be proven wrong in the coming weeks, so we will definitely look forward to that. But this is based off her November 13th, 2009 WWE SmackDown appearance. It is the blue attire with gold accents. It looks fairly good. The photos are kind of blurry. Like, they don't do it justice. Let's see if her limited release pictures are better. Not much better. Not much better. A little more saturated, but not much better. I think it's a nice figure, and it does what it needs to do for a basic 15 years ago. But yeah, it is nice. I like the shorter boot mold. I like that a lot. We don't see that much in Elite form, so that is nice. I do like this, and the face is pretty good considering. I think it's actually better than the Elite, which was several years later. Yeah, I guess the head on the Elite is fine, but I don't like either one of them personally. But this one's not that bad. Then next up in the set is the Legend Killer Randy Orton. This is from November 17th, 2008, an episode of Raw. Now, Randy Orton really doesn't change up his attire much. He's kind of vanilla when it comes to what he wears. So it's the black trunks, and it looks like a copper design. Maybe looks a little copper here, but here it looks more orange. It has the tribal designs on the left and the right, and it has Orton on the back. I think this was one of the first times, I don't remember from his Elite figure, where he got the full tatted arms, because that was new for this time. Also, when this figure came out, Randy Orton was at the height of like his just absolute menace heel run. So that is very nice. Unfortunately, this figure doesn't have the correct hair. It might for that episode of Raw, but Randy Orton was bald at the time, and man, he was not one to mess with, honestly. But for a Randy Orton figure, it's pretty lackluster. The head is all right. It kind of looks like him, but just looking at it from 2025 eyes, man, we got some good Ortons that came out in the Elite line. Then up next in the set is the gold standard Shelton Benjamin. One cool thing about him is he's actually from South Carolina. There aren't many wrestlers from South Carolina. I think it's like Shelton Benjamin and Big Show. Off the top of my head, that's who I got. But this is from March 30th, 2008. We talked about this several weeks ago with the Kofi Kingston being based off the WrestleMania 24 Money in the Bank match. And we have another figure from that match. This is from Mania 24 Money in the Bank match. One of my, the first real cool match I saw when I first started watching wrestling was this match. And that's really cool. We did get a gold standard Shelton Benjamin when he returned to the company. I don't know the exact number. Let's say Elite. We'll say Elite 63. I don't know. We'll look it up in the background. But it does look good. This was the only Shelton Benjamin that we could have for the longest time. And I'm pretty good. That's Elite 63 for that Shelton Benjamin. The Chase version of that figure was, in fact, the gold standard Shelton Benjamin, but in Elite form. So that was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. We wanted a Shelton Benjamin for a long time. This basic was used a lot for customs because it was a Mattel head scan and it could be compatible with the Elites if you just do all heat up and pop it. And it worked very well. But it is nice. This is a great figure. I'm going to have to go pick this one up now now that I know it's from Mania 24. And I think it's good. If you're wanting the perfect gold standard Shelton Benjamin, though, of course, go get the Elite. It's going to have more for what you want. It also comes with a ladder, which is pretty cool. Even though it wasn't supposed to be depicted off that exact match. But it is nice because I do have a special attachment to this match. But this Shelton Benjamin's awesome. It's really cool. Another first time in the line. Speaking of first time in the line, we got the Punjabi Playboy. We got the Great Khali. Now, I never, I've always loved Khali. I don't know why. He was just a gigantic dude. And coming from someone that's, also very tall, Khali was just cool. I don't know why. I always thought Khali was cool. And then at the time, he was in the movie The Longest Yard. He played the inmate Turley. And I thought it was funny because, I love wrestling. And here's this Adam Sandler movie with all these wrestlers in it. But anyway, I digress. This is from April 10th, 2009, an episode of SmackDown. This would have been a great Khali to get. There's another one with a brighter red and a different head scan until last year. We finally got, after 15 years with Mattel, or after, 14 and a half years with Mattel at the time, we got the Great Khali. As an Elite, he was a Build-A-Figure in one of the random sets. I can't remember off the top of my head, but of course I remember what series Shelton Benjamin's from. But until then, this would have been a great Khali. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. This would have been a great Khali figure to pick up, but definitely go pick up the Elite. People complain about it being a little too short. It is what it is. It's maybe a quarter to half an inch too short, and that's if you're really nitpicking. But it's awesome to have Khali in the Elite line. It's cool that they are being more I don't know I can't think of the correct word off the top of my head, but they're doing more than just suited figures for Build-A-Figures now. We're getting Golga, we're getting Great Khali, we're getting, I'm drawing a blank. We got that British Bulldog, which was great. We got the Disciple from NWO. There's so many great options for Build-A-Figures now, and I'm really happy that Great Khali was a choice for that line, and I definitely recommend going to pick that one up. It is really, really good. But we do have one more figure in the set, and that is Undertaker from what a lot of people consider to be his greatest match of all time. And that is the WrestleMania 25 Basic Series 3. I don't know if this figure was ever released in Elite form, but man, that's a really cool pose in the package. He's kneeling down doing the little, the eye roll thing. But of course the head sculpt doesn't have the eye roll. But it looks, there's no more pictures of it? Oh, that sucks. He's got the purple devil on the side of his gear. He has the tattoos. You know, Undertaker is mainly all black, but you get the deco money when it comes to the tattooed arms. It is a solid figure. If that was your match, Mania 25, a lot of people love. Did we get I think we got a Shawn Michaels from that match. Yeah, we did. It was recently too. It was like last year, I think. Correct me down below. But you need this Undertaker for that. But as far as Basic Series 3, I'm not going to lie. You get Chris Jericho, who was a top guy at the time. You get Mickie James, a top woman of the Ruthless Aggression era. Randy Orton, an absolute monster heel. You got Shelton Benjamin picking up the mid-card. You got Great Khali as the attraction spot. And then you got Undertaker, who was he was a Hall of Famer basically in 2009, 2010. Absolutely. Basic Series 3 is actually really strong. One cool thing about it is I've been really surprised with these basic sets so far. They're a lot stronger than I remember them being. So I'm glad that I'm giving them like a proper shine for the basics and the battle packs, because they are pretty cool. We always focus on the elites and the elite subsets, but the basics and the battle packs are also where it's at as well. But thanks for joining me down the toy aisle today, guys. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.